I said, what was it?
You said something crazy.
FBAA, Foundational Black African Americans. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I got them, and I'm the leader. That's what we doing.
Lord. Here we go, man. Let me bring up Sincere Love to God, man. Sincere Love to God. What it do, brother? How you doing, brother?
Peace. I'm in the building. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fine. And let me bring up Dr. Asar Winkler. Peace and love to you, Dr. Asar. How are you?
Blessings. I'm wonderful. Thanks for asking.
How you doing, Dr. Asar? I see you got the funny outfit on. That's what my man said. He said you the guy with the funny outfit on.
Oh, that's
Who said that? Who said that?
Oh, my man right here to help, to back up. Funny.
Okay. I didn't know that. Hold on. Let me bring him up. Brother Dewan, don't pay them no mind. They trying to start trouble already. Brother Dewan, don't pay them no mind. They trying to start trouble already. Peace and love to you, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I see Fraggle Rock over there trying to throw shots, but hey, that's what happens when you got a Nerf gun. You got to keep shooting because nothing lands. Let's go.
Y'all funny. But
This was supposed to be a dialogue. Instead, it quickly degenerated into a circus. And somehow we walked out the tent without a speck of dust on us. So today, we're breaking down exactly what happened on that panel. The discipline, the disrespect, the dodge and weave, and the part folks ain't admitting. How the truth still cut through the noise. Let's get into it. You are now tuned into SincereluvdagodCast. Yo family, real quick, I'm proud to announce the soft launch of Sincereluvdagod's new book, From the Womb to Illmatic, a hip-hop inspired blueprint for unlocking your child's inner genius. This ain't your average parenting book, this is for the culture, inspired by Illmatic, built around his own son Seven's early development, and packed with real tools to help parents turn everyday moments into genius-level learning. If you've ever wanted to give your child a head start without losing your roots, this book is for you. Available now on Amazon. Order now and leave a 5-star review. You already know, we raising brilliance around here.
Hi, I'm Seven, and I'm the Super Harry. That means I ask big questions, I make big moves, and I come from something powerful. In this series, I grow through change, embrace my culture, and unlock the gifts that my ancestors gave me. These books are for kids like me, kids with heart, with pride, and with big dreams. Come join the journey. Collect all 4 Seven the Super Hero books and unlock your power. Available on Amazon and Kindle now. Order your copy today.
The way it is. You live in direct relation to the poets, the heroes, and the sheroes you have. Always honor the elders. Then you honor yourself. Honor women. You honor yourself. Honor men. You honor yourselves.
All right. Peace, family. What's good? Welcome to another episode of SincereluvdagodCast. I am the God Sincere Love, back in the house once again with my lovely co-host, Nicety Girl. We are in the goddamn building. Y'all come on up in here, man.
We back.
What's going on, y'all? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button as you coming up in here. Hit the like button for us. Share this out on your social medias. Let everybody know that we are live right now with another episode of SincereluvdagodCast. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes of Sincere Love the Godcast or upload new content to the channel. You definitely want to stay in tune with that, ladies and gentlemen. But we are here. Happy Sunday, everybody. How y'all doing?
Happy Sunday.
Shout out to Jim G in the building. Shout out to Crew Reality in the building. One of the day ones. Shout out to my brother Chevy's R Us. Chevy, that's just you, Jim G. Chevy's R Us. Shout out to you. Oh no, okay, you talking to him. Okay, shout out to my brother. That's my brother Tone right there with the Chevy's R Us channel. If y'all into the cars, the big dunks and all of that, big Chevy block engines and all of that stuff.
My son.
Y'all make sure you tell your son to subscribe to Chevy's R Us.
Yeah, he got a big 1994 Chevy 1500 truck.
Yeah, tell him to subscribe to my brother's channel right there, man. Some good information, entertainment, and information about the car culture and all of that, man. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to Son from Brooklyn in the building. FBA Strong is in the building. Austell Gray said he been waiting on this. All right. FBA Convo. Is that your channel that I hopped on last night? I think I forgot the name of the channel. I just happened to open up the app last night. Shout out to David Jennings in the building. I just happened to open up the YouTube app on my way home from work last night, and I think it was this brother that's in the chat now was live, and they was responding to the video that we did on the Dr. Maat channel. I just happened to log. You know how the algorithm is; they show you. You know what I'm saying? Plus, my name was in the title. And so I clicked on there and it was live breaking it down. And so I just ended up hopping on there. Was that you, brother? They was doing some good work over there. I want to make sure I shout out the right channel. If that is you. And shout out to the super chats coming in early.
Appreciate y'all.
Who's this right here? Chosen 1619. Appreciate the super chat. Definitely appreciate that. Y'all make sure that y'all hit the like button on this joint. I don't know if you could hype the video while we're live, but if you're watching this on the replay, after you hit the like button, you're going to see that hype button pop up. Make sure you hit the hype button as well. Make sure you hit the hype button, ladies and gentlemen. If you could do it while we're live, go ahead and hit that hype button. But if not, when you check this out on the replay, make sure you hit the hype button. You know what I mean? So we can get this out to as many people as possible. You know, we gotta expose the nonsense that's going on out here, man. We gotta make sure that we maintain control of the narrative. It's a lot of ops out here trying to push back against, you know, foundational Black American empowerment and the delineation movement that we got going on. And so we got to make sure that, you know, we're doing our due diligence here. So it's platforms like ours and others that we want to make sure that we signal boosting. And there's more than one way to do that. You know what I'm saying? And simple things that don't cost you nothing is liking, sharing, subscribing, hyping,
free 99.
all of those things. Shout out to Mama Love in the building.
You, Mama Love.
Mama Love with the $20 super chat. Appreciate that for sure. Everybody, y'all make sure y'all say peace to my mama. Be More in the building. Okay, y'all got Be More in the building.
In the building.
Okay. I am not an expert. Me either.
Right.
Me either. I think that's one of our good Pan-African brothers right there. I am not an expert. He said peace and African American power to the panel and the chat. Shout out to you.
I'm FBA though.
We appreciate your demeanor on my Arch channel the other night. Yeah, man. Shout out to the family that been giving us a lot of good feedback from the panel the other night. Because I'll be honest with y'all, when we got done, while we were on there and when we got done, I really wasn't feeling too good about it. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, I was getting hit up from people, you know what I'm saying? And I was just letting people know, like, you know, I don't really like being a part of no spectacle. I don't really like being a part of no clown show. You know what I'm saying? And so I wasn't sure how it came across. But after reading through the comment section and hearing from a lot of y'all hitting me up in the DMs and stuff like that, and some of y'all in the chat right now giving compliments and stuff like that, that lets me know that, you know what I mean, the truth was able to cut through a lot of the BS. You know what I mean? And so I think it was a powerful moment nonetheless. Even though it didn't go as planned, I think it was a powerful moment nonetheless. And so we're going to be talking about it today. We're going to be, not really fully reacting to it. It's a 3-hour video. We're not going to go through the whole video and break down all the talking points and all that today. We'll get into some of it, but we're just going to give our overall take on how things went, what our opinion was about how things went versus our expectations and the actual outcome and all of that. And we want to hear from y'all too. We want to know y'all opinions as well. So we will open up we will drop the link in the chat a little bit later on, so some of y'all could come up here and give y'all feedback on what y'all saw and what y'all thought, how y'all thought things went down and all of that too. So again, like, share, subscribe, bring the family up in here, man. It's a family affair. We got to build today.
I brought a drink with me this time because just watching the replay was exhausting. So I'm going to have me a cocktail
Man.
while we talk about this today, because I need a little something.
Yes, indeed. Let me put this on the screen because I can't keep up with the chat the whole time. But a lot of y'all coming in. Shout out to Great Black Shark in the building.
Peace, King.
Shout out to Dwan B.
Oh yeah.
I really appreciate Dwan B for coming through, holding shit down. I'm glad that brother in particular was a part of it because he was definitely able to match the energy that they brought. You know what I'm saying? Because our brother Dwan B, he's a natural entertainer. He's a comedian, but he's also very well educated, very well versed on the topic. You know what I'm saying? And so he was the perfect person, in my opinion, to hold things down the way that he did on that panel the other night. So I appreciate you, brother Dwan. I appreciate you, man, because I probably wouldn't have made it through the whole 3 hours if it was just be up there.
I know, I would have hung up. An hour in, I'm hanging up. I was like, oh, thank God I was getting my hair done, y'all.
Man,
there's no way I wouldn't have blasted.
So you was watching it while you was in the chair getting your hair.
I was commenting in real time with you guys. I was in the chat in real time, live with you guys while I was getting my hair done.
Okay, and so what was your thoughts? How was you feeling? What was going through your mind at the time? Give us your initial take while we was live.
I think that some people are purposely, pretending to not understand what foundational Black American is, because they have a contempt for who they feel like created it. And so they're just going to be contrary to be contrary. I think it's a lot of jealousy. I think people feel like they should be where he is as far as when it comes to influence. In my opinion, I think that there's a lot of jealousy, but then I also feel like these same people are saying we're dumb. Like we can't think for ourselves. Like we haven't, obviously a seed was planted perhaps, where I can take you guys back to my Facebook, page where I was on the Pan-African train. I was on the, red, black, and green and things like that. Not one time, though, has my family ever said that we were African. You know what I'm saying? And when I was on my Pan-African train, I remember my aunt telling me, she was like, well, I don't feel that way. I'm American, and I'm arguing with my aunt, you know what I'm saying, about, not identifying with her, African ancestry and things like that. And once I started to delve into genealogy, and I'm only into the early 1800s right now. I haven't gotten past that, but my ancestry is here, and it started in the South. And that doesn't mean I don't have African ancestry, you know what I'm saying, or I'm denying African ancestry, but I am obviously and naturally going to gravitate to who I am and my ancestry here. And I don't think that that's, a negative.
It's not. I mean, it's this whole idea that the only ancestors that are worthy of praise are our ancient African ancestors.
Right.
And that's just not the case. You know what I'm saying? We have more immediate ancestors that I think we're able to draw more power and inspiration from when we tap into that. It doesn't mean that our ancient ancestors don't matter or they're irrelevant or we're disconnected from them. No, we the original people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's denying that. We the original people on the planet. We don't got no said birth record. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean we got to skip over 500 years of our history and just dwell on what happened, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
way back in antiquity and act like we haven't done anything great since then. We have, especially
Right.
here on this soil, particularly
Right.
here on this soil. You
Exactly,
know?
especially listening to Dewan, who's traced his ancestry back to the 1640s. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So that's over 300 years of ancestry. To hear him speak about his great great grandfather who created, something on the rail with the railroads. You know what I'm saying? The little thing that, brings it down. So he's supposed to jump over all of that, foundational Black American ancestry of builders and resistors. And again, his ancestors, a lot of them were free. Even, although he had some that were enslaved, a lot of them were free during that time. So is he supposed to jump over all of that and go to some thousands of years ago in ancient times? I feel like it's unfair, for us to not celebrate, what I'm saying, our ancestry here. It's not fair because our people did great things right here on this soil.
Indeed. And it's something that has been ignored. You know what I'm saying? It's been ignored, you know, in history, and it's been ignored by us, which is disrespectful. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We owe it to those ancestors that got us this far, that brought us through. You know what I'm saying? That terrible time on this soil in this land, and all the greatness that they were able to achieve under those circumstances. It's disrespectful to ignore all of that. You know what I'm saying? And to give props to somebody else for the culture that we actually live in today, that everyone gets to enjoy. And you know what I mean?
Right.
And let me
And
just
jump
say to the
over
chat,
to people we don't know. I haven't found those Africans yet. So how can I celebrate what I don't know? Because that's technically what we were doing. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? I don't know these people. I haven't put a name, on these people yet. I haven't put a destination on these people yet. But my ancestry here, I have names, I have dates. You know what I'm saying? I know what they did. I know one on my father's side, I can trace what plantation, what I'm saying, my ancestors were on here. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother, my maternal mother, was a sharecropper. You know what I'm saying? So come on now. These are things that happen here, and I can name it and put dates on it.
right. And the reason why that's important is because that cultural continuity has been in place longer than most of these other people's countries have existed. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
nobody pushes back on them for embracing their uniqueness. You know, whether it be Jamaican culture or Nigerian culture or whatever it is. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That history that you're talking about has been in place, unbroken, for way longer than any of these people. You know what I'm saying? The flags that they waving around, and the monikers and the ethnonyms that they go by. You know what I mean? Nobody has a problem with that. Nobody says they're anti anything. You know what I'm saying, when they do that, but it's something about when we do it that it becomes a problem. Um, but I wanted to shout out the mods in the chat. I see brother Ish in the building. I'm not sure if any of the other mods are in the chat, but if we got people trolling in the chat, I don't really mind too much of the trolling, as long as nobody's being disrespectful, because we do got the chat on the screen right now. And so if people are writing crazy stuff in the chat, you know what I'm saying, definitely time them out or get them out of here altogether if they just gonna keep going with the nonsense. But if they just being contrary, you know what I'm saying, that's fine. Let them say what they say, because they expose themselves. And
Yep.
that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning from that panel that we did the other night. Because, like I said, I wasn't really feeling too good about it. But the more and more I think about it and hear from you all and get different perspectives on it, or it actually serves a good purpose when you allow people to expose themselves in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely do. And that was something, someone just posted something in here, and I want to address it too. He said, let's start with 1804. Why do we have to start with 1804 when we had the New York Slave Revolt in New York in 1712?
He said, "Let's
Right here.
move forward."
That's what someone, well, let me see who said it.
That might that
It's
might, that might be the same person that was saying,
Mr. Sampson, 5858. So why do we have to start with 1804 when we can go right here to New York in 1712?
Yeah, that sounds like probably the same person that was saying that we really Haitian or something like that. Remember that one?
Oh, well, didn't what's her name? Amanda Seals say something or someone similar? She was saying something about Haiti
I don't know what
on
they.
a live.
I can't keep up with the bullshit, to be honest.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I can't keep up with the bullshit, to be honest. But yeah, man. So just to recap, there might be some people here that have no idea what the hell we're talking about. So just to recap real quick, today we're going to be giving our take on a panel that me and my brother Dewan B took part in a couple days ago, like last week. On
Thursday.
It was hosted by Dr. Maat, and she had a brother named Unk on there, who's a regular on her platform, and the other brother that y'all was clowning, y'all was roasted.
The light skinned Roland Martin.
Yeah, yo, y'all was killing him. Yo, the comments was funny. They was calling him, what they was calling him, Hotep Drewski.
Dewan called him Teddy Rupskin, remember? On the line.
Drewski with the kufi. Y'all was killing him. It was funny, man, because to be honest, I said this dude really wants to be one of Tariq's puppets or a character in the next.
He was literally auditioning.
Right. He auditioning to be a part of the guy. You know what I'm saying? And y'all started giving him that work. That was funny.
That was
actually
when Dewan said Teddy Rupskin and when they were going back and forth, I was like in tears sitting there. I was like, I can't deal with y'all.
Mm-hmm. And so and he's been going in ever since then. He's been posting and making videos and stuff.
He wants attention.
These people are punching at the air at this point.
How can I get Tariq's attention? I want Tariq's attention. I'm gonna use them to get it. Yeah, we see y'all.
They punching in the air at this point. And you know, he sent me a friend request on Facebook and all that. I'm like,
no.
I don't want to be bothered. Every time I make a post on Facebook, you're gonna be in my comment,
right?
And dumb shit. I don't really want to be bothered with that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But anyway, so we had that panel with them, and it was supposed to be the conversation. Me and Dr. Maat was speaking behind the scenes about what it was going to be about, because how it started, how it all got initiated was that whole fallout happened with Professor James Small. Most of y'all are aware of that. Professor James Small started making videos saying weird stuff about foundational Black Americans and making all type of accusations that got people in an uproar about that. Nicety and I were, I think, the first ones in this to report on it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Ish, because it was my brother Ish that actually sent me Professor Small's video like that Friday or Saturday. So I was like, okay, we'll talk about this on Sunday. I didn't even think it was going to blow up the way that it did, but I was like, okay, we'll talk about this on Sunday. You know what I mean? I just wanted to give our opinion on it. And so when we did the first broadcast, everybody started talking about it after that. And then he made another video. Well, he did an interview after that with the dude from Kenya. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so then we did a follow-up. The next week we did a follow-up, part 2 to the discussion. And then that's when it really started blowing up, and everybody was talking about it for real. And Dr. Maat was one of the people who reacted to it. She actually brought Professor Smalls on her platform the day before he was scheduled to appear on our platform.
Right.
And so this was last Sunday. We were live on here, and some of y'all were in the chat saying, yo, Professor Smalls is live on Dr. Maat's channel right now. And me and Nicety both was like, oh, okay, that's dope. You know, that should be.
She's fair.
Right. We was talking about how fair she is, and she understands the delineation movement, and she's a Pan-Africanist. So it should be a good dialogue. We should get some good, clarity. Because, out of anybody, I thought she would be the best one, really. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To do an interview like that. But it didn't turn out that way. You know what I'm saying? I told her how I felt about it. I felt like she had him on there. She just threw softballs at him and just let him say whatever he was going to say. And then after he got off, Unc and them started clowning. And they was really like, she was, upset with me about being so-called disrespectful to Professor James Smalls. In her opinion, we were disrespectful to him, or we were clowning him, we were condescending toward him, or whatever. But Unc and them was really disrespecting him on her platform, calling him pseudo and all of this stuff. We wasn't saying none of that.
None of that. Showed the utmost respect.
Right. People were being disrespectful in the chat, and we was even pushing back on that. We like, nah, we ain't gonna do all that. That's the elder, you know what I'm saying? He put in work. We respect the elder. We just have a disagreement on some of the things that he said, and we were just pointing out the contradictions. Is all. That's all we did. And so she called me out on that platform when my name came up. Professor Smalls brought my name up. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to speak to the little brother Sincere. You know, I know he did a video talking about it. I'm going to go on his podcast and we're going to talk about it. And, you know, she got upset. She got visibly upset on there. She's like, that dude, she wasn't saying my name, but she was like, you know, that dude and his whack channel and this, that, and the third. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Wow.
What's all this? You know what I'm saying? And so I listened to it. I'm not an emotional dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't get offended like that. I got thick skin. So, you know, I'm like, okay, let me see where she's coming from. Let me see where she's coming from, because Dr. Maat, again, somebody I respect. So let me see where she's coming from. Let me listen to what she's saying. And so I felt like, based on what she was saying, that she didn't watch our video. I'm
right.
Like, if she's feeling that way, there's no way that she saw our broadcast. Maybe she just saw the headline and, you know, she assumed what it was. So I reached out to her. I said, give me a call when you get a chance. I want to talk to you about some of the things that you were saying on your broadcast. And she was like, okay, I'll call you tomorrow. And so the next day, I get a call from Unc. Unc is the one that actually called me and put Dr. Maat on the three-way. And so now, at first, my opinion of that was, I was saying, I understand why she did that. You know what I'm saying? Because she don't know what type of energy I was coming with. And, you know, maybe you want a man there, protect you or whatever the case may be. But
she know you, though. You ain't like that.
Yeah. And I feel differently now. I was saying that, and I said that on her platform. But after talking to some people that I respect and listening to their perspective on it, they made me look at it in a different way. And I'm not going to say nobody's name in particular, but one person in particular that I really respect, he opened my eyes to the reality of it. And it's like, son, it's a phone call. What you was going to do to her over the phone?
Right.
Like, what, she need protection from you on the phone? Like, even if I was going to be disrespectful and on some rah-rah shit on the phone, all you got to do is hang up.
That's it. Click.
Ain't nothing going to happen to you. So to give my number to this dude that I don't know and have him call me, that was kind of out of line.
That was weird.
To be honest, that was kind of out of line. You know, especially I could see if she would have said, you know, I don't really feel comfortable with that. What if I have Unc? If she would have asked me, like, yo, can I give you a number to Unc? I'm gonna give you a number to Unc, and I'll have him, you know, put us on.
But you was blindsided. You were blindsided completely with that call.
Right. And so it was weird, like I explained on the broadcast. It was weird on the phone because I'm trying to have, you know, a dialogue with Dr. Maat to get some clarity about why she said what she said and let her know where I was coming from. And he kept interrupting, and just the same way that y'all saw him acting on that panel is the same way he was acting on the phone, just saying weird stuff, trolling. He was talking about because I said, look, I spoke with Professor Smalls. He didn't feel like I was disrespectful at all. He told me he watched the entire video and he thought we did a good job. And he actually went back to look at the interview he did with the Kenyan dude, and he was like, damn, maybe I did leave too much ambiguity in what I was saying. Right. He understood what we were saying, the stuff that we were calling him out on. He told me he understood where we was coming from with it, and he wanted to come on and clear some of it up. Right. That's what he said to me. And when I said that to her on the phone, Unc was like, well, he's senile.
Disrespectful. There's nothing senile about Professor James Smalls at all. Do you hear me? That man is sharp as he was 30 years ago. Mentally, he's all the way there. I would never disrespect and say that, even if I'm upset with them. I'm not gonna say no crap like that. Right. And so that was disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But she kind of dismissed it as Unc be saying stuff. Unc just be saying stuff. I don't want to talk to niggas that just be saying stuff. Right. To be honest, I don't really talk to niggas that just be saying stuff. I don't. You know what I mean? That's just me.
But that's what he was doing on the phone. That's how it went. But me and her did kind of come to an understanding over the phone. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you know what? I didn't watch your video. I'm gonna watch your video. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should have reached out to you instead of going off on you the way I did. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, you know, reach out to people before you go in on the internet. And I should have took my own advice. I was like, you know, all right, cool. And I said, I could understand why you would think I might have been disrespectful based on the title that we use, because she was like, yo, you misquoted him in the title and this, that, and the third. I said, I shouldn't have put it in quotations because it wasn't a verbatim quote. It wasn't a verbatim quote. It was implied in what he was saying, and it was my interpretation of what he was saying.
It's a thumbnail. It has to get people's attention. We all do it. Any of us that's in new black media or that do videos, period, on YouTube.
Anybody
you have to get something that's going to make people click on the video. That's it. So
right. That's real. But that's how the phone call thing went. And then we talked about, she said, well, let's do a live. You know, this was supposed to be Sunday, but we ended up doing it sooner. She said, let's do a live and we'll talk about all this. And so we were DMing each other, trying to establish the parameters of the conversation. And I thought I made it clear that I really didn't want to have a back and forth about the FBA delineation movement versus Pan-Africanism. To me, that wasn't the focal point of none of this. It shouldn't have been the focal point of none of this.
Not.
Even when we were going to have Professor Smalls on, I told him the same thing. That's not the conversation that I want to have. Let's focus on some of the things that you said that we disagree with, that people feel a certain type of way about, and let's just stick to that. If people want to be Pan-African, that's their business. I'm not really here to try to convince you to not be Pan-African.
Right.
That don't got nothing to do with your lineage. You still are who you are.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, that wasn't really the conversation. And she was like, yeah, you know, we on the same page with that. Let's just talk about how we were able to resolve the conflict and, you know, show the example of conflict resolution and all of that between me and you. And then we'll get into the interview with Professor Smalls and, you know, their perspective versus our perspective. But we did not talk about that, as y'all saw.
And I didn't see none of that you just said right there. That didn't happen during that broadcast at all.
That's not how it ended up going.
For 3 hours.
Right. It became about everything else that I didn't want to really talk about. But like I said, we had fun doing it. It was entertaining. That's how I felt in real time. But what I learned over time, it was also educational as well. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
We can just pick out the nuggets, the gems from it, whatever gem you can find from the conversation. But yeah. Yeah.
And so, where you want to go? Do you want to pull up any particular parts of the video? We're not going to go through the whole video, y'all.
No.
But you want to pull up any particular parts of the video and talk about it? What timestamps you got for me?
I have 35:30 through 36:10. I think that I don't know if it can go a little longer, but this is where the conversation about delineation was happening and kind of why.
All right. And up. So 35. All right.
30.
And actually, let me take this off the screen too. Where's that? Where'd that go? I don't know. Oh, right here. Let me take this off the screen for a second and let me share this with y'all. All right, now let me get us back up here.
Let me take a drink, a squig. Let me take a squig.
All right, here we go. You want to just play it, or you want to tell us about the scene real quick? Right.
It was just the conversation about delineation.
All right, cool.
There you go. Yeah, you're done with that.
And that's where I delineate. You know, I delineate from that mindset. And what I also want to posit, just my opening is
what mindset? What mindset, Doc? Be clear. Can you clear that up? You said I delineate from the mindset.
I'm coming, Doc. I'm coming. The mindset that.
And for those that don't know, the brother with the kufi, that's Asar. That's a SAR.
FBA is not ideology. And FBA, to me, FBA is an identity. It is an identity with an ideology put behind it. And what do I mean? But I want really to think about this, because FBA is a subgroup of African American, because it is not, you can't separate it. It is a subgroup of African American who has a certain ideological understanding that they were here, all the things he believed, which is not scientifically supported. So all those ideas, and then also on top of that, the part that I disagree with the most is that we can act like we don't know all the throwing your rocks and hiding your hand stuff that's going on. But if you act like that doesn't exist, you can say, well, most of the people that have sane minds don't say these things. Well, if there's a lot of them and they all represent FBA, and if you they have these same old talking points, which is a part of their ideology, and like Brother Uncle saying, it's slippery until you start asking questions. So you ask the questions and let them, I'm not talking to you, Dr. I'm just saying in general, they'll tell you what they believe.
All right, hold on a second. I want to ask this question to the chat before I let you build, Nicely. I want to ask this question to the chat. Do anybody know what the hell he just said?
I think it was babbling. I said that he was talking about delineation. I was looking at the conversation before that, but this is what I wanted to talk about. Them trying to redefine who we are and make it what they said it is versus what we said it is. We've already had people identify us for years since we got here. Negro, Black, hell, I found some ancestors documents during my genealogy where it said, what did it say? Darky. Some of my ancestors were called darkies on documents. You know what I'm saying? So this brother does not get to redefine who we said we are. That's where us taking power back, you know what I'm saying, from the dominant society and redefining who we are our own way.
I'm be honest with y'all. I don't know what the hell he just said.
I was just focusing on the part where he was talking about FBA is not an ideology. FBA is an identity.
Okay, hold up. Because he said FBA is not an ideology, it's an identity with an ideology attached to it. What does that mean?
A word salad, you know what I'm saying? That's just word babble. This is why the word, we have the term babble. He was babbling.
He really, really was. And I'm just asking the chat because I know it can't be just me. Am I slow? Did he say something? Did he say something important just now? Did he make a point? I'm not even trying to be funny, y'all. I'm gonna rewind it. I'm sorry, y'all gonna have to stomach through this shit again, because what did he say?
And what I also want to posit, just my opening is
what mindset, Doc, be clear. Could you clear that up? You said I delineate from the mindset.
I'm coming, Doc. I'm coming.
All right. This what we're gonna try to figure out as a family, as a group. This what we're gonna try to figure out. What is the mindset that he is delineating from? Because that's what Dr. Maat just asked him to clarify. Right. He made a statement saying he delineated from mindset. Now, we didn't play what Dewan B said. We're not going to go back that far. But he made a statement. He said he delineates from a certain mindset. Dr. Maat asked him to clarify that. She said, which mindset are you delineating from? And this was his reply. Y'all, we're trying to figure out now what mindset he's delineating from. Y'all let me know if y'all figure it out, because I need a little help.
Mindset that FBA is not ideology. And FBA, to me, FBA is an identity. It is an identity with an ideology put behind it. And what do I mean? But I want really to think about this, because
so far I don't get it. He's delineating from the idea. So far he's delineating from the idea that FBA is not an ideology because it is an ideology. I don't know. I don't know. And he just said, and what do I mean by that? So he's going to explain what he means by that.
FBA is a subgroup of African American.
What does that mean? FBA is a subgroup of African American. So who are the African Americans?
Elon.
Right. Who are the African Americans? Because look, foundational Black Americans, we're not a subgroup of anybody. You know, who are the Jamaicans a subgroup of?
Right.
Who are Trinidadians a subgroup of? Who are Haitians, Nigerians, South Africans, the Zulus, the Ashanti, who are they subgroups of? Because when they say who they are and they use those terms, that's the same thing that we mean when we say who we are as foundational Black Americans. So I'm a little bit confused. We're subgroups of African Americans? Okay. All right, sir.
Because it is not, you can't separate it. It is a subgroup of African American who has a certain ideological understanding that they were here, all the things he believed.
So this is him trying to make it into an organization. That's what that is. I figured it out. I deciphered it. This is his way.
It's a group.
Yeah. This is his way of saying we're a cult. We're a cult. We're all really, we're just African Americans, but the ones who say that we FBA, we belong to this cult. We belong to this group. And
we're all dumb.
The leader.
And we're dumb.
Exactly. And that's the thing, y'all. Yo, we've been on here 40 minutes already. Damn. We didn't even get started yet. Shout out to the family in the chat. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button for us. Share this out. We got over 200 people in the chat. Let's get those likes up, family. Let's get those likes up. What you just said, we're all dumb. That's the thing that I want to say to not just these two, but all of the people that think that they be taking shots at Tariq Nasheed. What y'all don't realize is the people that you're really insulting is us.
Right.
Y'all call yourself taking shots at this man, but what you end up saying is that we're just all mindless and dumb, and we're just blindly following somebody without being able to think for ourselves. You're insulting a whole group of people, a whole 43 million people.
Yep.
We're all just dumb, and we can't think for ourselves. That's what you're saying every time y'all try to diss this man.
Yeah, they want us to listen to what they're saying, though. They want us to, you know what I'm saying, jump into their ideology.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, and follow their talking points.
Right.
That basically, well, we'll get to that. I'll wait. We'll get to it.
All right, you got another timestamp you want me to go to?
Yes, because let me go to it. When he was talking about, okay, so 4058. And this is where they're talking about indigenous Black people, or the fact that Black people are not indigenous to the Americas, basically, which I find to be weird, because if we were everywhere on the planet,
right,
how were we not, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning, or indigenous to any landmass? You know what I'm saying? Not just the Americas, everywhere, if that's the case.
Right. And the funny thing about that is we all learned that from a lot of Pan-African scholars.
Right.
We learned about indigenous Americans and a lot of the ancient American history from a lot of Pan-African scholars. That's what first people that we heard say that. That was way before any semblance of delineation was taking place. People were saying that. Now all of a sudden it's not the case. And so what y'all saying, when y'all say that there was no Black indigenous people in America, what y'all saying is we were so dumb. We just sat in Africa for millions of years and we didn't know how to navigate the globe. We never made no roads. We were just sitting on one continent for millions of years until white people showed up and snatched us and brought us over here. That's what y'all saying.
Which is still contrary, you know what I'm saying, to a lot of the teaching, to a lot of the readings that most of us have read. You know what I'm saying? So it's very contrary. So it makes no sense to even say it.
Very much so. What did you say? 40 what?
4058?
All right, I got it at 4040. We'll start right there. 4040 Club. All right, brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hopefully we don't get another ad pop up. Hold on.
Group pseudo killers, dedicated to killing pseudoism.
That's Unc talking right there.
Right.
That's Unc with the glass.
Yelling and shit. Like he can't talk with all that extra. Like, we hear you.
And to be honest, to me, Unc is the one. Unc, you the one, because I know you watching this. Unc, you the one that made this whole conversation degenerate. It was you, and you started before we even went live. While we was backstage about to go live, you was already on some bullshit. I already seen it was about to go left. But yeah, you were really the reason why the conversation wasn't as constructive as it could have been. And I believe that was intentional. You don't really want to have a real constructive, concise conversation because you can't stand on nothing. That's what that's about. So the whole idea is to just make a mess and make us all look stupid. That's the idea. But let's play this clip.
Y'all got in the radar, right? When y'all started the pseudo-archaeological history. You know what I'm saying? Like, you jump out there with why don't you just say it? Did you really think that there's an indigenous black people? Just say it. That way, if you say it, we can figure out how much you off and we can fix it. No problem. This ain't thinking you know everything. I'm saying it's in the daggone literature for all, what I say, foundational Black African Americans, and I'm the leader. All right, I'm the leader. Right?
Oh, here we go.
It's there for all of us to have.
So what's the literature that he's talking about?
Right. Where's the source?
Right.
Cite your source.
He always says these things,
but don't cite the source.
He never goes on to even prove or disprove whatever he's saying. He just throws stuff out there and doesn't even attempt. Like, even when he pulls up the clips, like he pulls up clips of me talking, he pulls up clips of Dewan talking, and he plays the clip, and then he just starts talking about a whole different subject. He start talking about vaccines, start talking about 9/11, start talking about just everything under the sun. What was that clip you just played, sir? I thought you was about to debunk what I said in the clip.
Right.
So I understand why y'all saying y'all was exhausted watching this.
It was exhausting.
I understand, man, because it's like, what? Like, what? How do you even respond to that? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't really want to disrespect Dr. Maat, but I got to be honest. I thought she could have did a better job hosting the panel. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, because I see mixed reviews in the comments and all of that when I'm reading through the comments and stuff. Some people say they like how she did it. Some people don't. I'm of the people that say, nah, she could have handled that better, because
there's no pushback.
If it was on, the only pushback was against us.
Yep.
She didn't push back on nothing that they said. But not even that. But when you see the conversation starting to degenerate, you got to reel it back in. Hold on. We're not talking about that. Let this brother address what you just said. You know what I'm saying? Even if you gotta mute people's mic, because sometimes people get hyped, people jumping off the mic saying whatever. Even if you gotta mute niggas up for a minute so you could reset and recalibrate. I'm just saying that's just me. If I was the host, it would have went different. You know what I mean? That's just me. Is there more of this clip right here? Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm having fun though. I'm having fun, but come on, bro. It's right there for us, yo.
To be clear, in my opinion, yes, I do believe that there were already black people here. But what I'm saying is that's neither here nor there. And if none of you all disagree with what I said, I don't see what the problem is.
I agree with nuance.
That's really all that anybody is saying.
No, I agree with nuance. See, the problem is I have no issue with.
Yeah, and what I'm talking about there is because I just explained really what FBA is all about, what we're saying when we talk about delineating. I explained it plainly what it means, and everybody said, well, Dr. Maat said nobody here disagrees with that. After I explained that, and I'm saying, okay, if nobody disagrees with that, what are we talking about here then? Right. What's the disagreement? Because that's all we're saying. And so my point was that the thing that y'all arguing with are straw man arguments. You're arguing with something that we're not even saying.
Right. And from my gathering too, listening to it, which I believe that I believe Dewan called it out. A lot of the ideology and stuff that they were arguing did not even come from Tariq. It came from Dan Calloway.
Right. Right.
But and he would hear that and he would try to ignore the fact that you're talking about Dan Calloway's points, not Tariq's points.
Right.
You're blaming Tariq for stuff that someone else said.
Right. And not only that, even when we kept saying, yeah, we know we got African in us, or our people came from Africa at some point. We just don't know when. When we're acknowledging our African ancestry, they still were saying we're denying African ancestry.
Right.
Even after we just acknowledged it, they would just ignore that we acknowledged it and still argue against the fact that we're saying we ain't got nothing to do with Africa. They're making it seem like we're the people over here saying America is the real motherland and we ain't never been to Africa and all of that. We're not saying that.
Nope.
But that's what y'all arguing against. Makes no sense. And so no matter how many times we make that clear, they still make it seem like that's our stance when it's not.
And that's been said numerous times. And I want to go back to a video, which I didn't send you the clip, but there's a video from 2022 with Professor James Smalls, and he says that he never talks about his native identity because most people, meaning Pan-Africans, saw it in the early days as him denouncing the African aspect of his identity, so he stayed away from it.
Right.
This is out his mouth.
Right. I know exactly what video.
But according to he's senile, so he's senile.
And that's an old video when he was saying that, because he always talks about how he grew up cleaning the mounds and the graves of his ancestors who were indigenous to this land and all of that. He always talks about that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like you said, he said he kind of left that alone because people were looking at that as if he was denying Africa.
Which is crazy.
Which
is
means,
insane.
Right. Which means that there's always been this concerted effort to bury that. To bury that part of our history, or to get us to ignore that part of our history for some reason and just only look to Africa. Like, no, we got to look at history holistically. It's not one or the other. It's all
encompassing.
Right. We're the original man. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look at this thing holistically if we're going to be serious about looking at who we are, having knowledge of self. It's not just only focus on one aspect of our ancestry, one aspect of where we come from.
Well, do we also focus on the ancestors from there, since we're going to talk about Africa, the ones that sold us to the white people here? Why isn't that never a conversation?
Right. And again, I forgot the brother's name whose live I jumped on last night, but he played a clip where he was debating Unc. And he brought up the fact, because Unc was saying something about us getting kidnapped from Africa. Only reason that we here is because Europeans kidnapped us from Africa. And so the brother asked him, he said, wait, who did the kidnapping? And he said the Dutch, the Portuguese, He was naming all these European people. And he was like, he pulled up the receipt showing that it was actually African tribes that were doing the kidnapping. It was the Dahomey, it was some of the Ashantis, it was some of these African tribes who were actually kidnapping people and selling them off to the Europeans. And Unc conceded that, he didn't know that. He said he didn't know that. On the live, he was like,
I think he knew. I think he knew. He just couldn't argue it. That's just it. He knew.
Yeah,
he knew.
Right. I believe that too.
Yeah,
I believe that too. But that's what happened in the debate. And I forgot this brother's name. I wish I could. If you in the chat, brother, put your link in the chat so people could check out your video. But this brother, he knows Dr. Maat and Unc in real life. He said he used to be down with them. You know what I'm saying? He said he used to run with them. He knows them for years. But he was calling out all of their nonsense on that live last night. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I don't believe that he didn't know. What it is there's this concerted effort to protect Africa at all costs. You know what I'm saying? But if we, in defense of ourselves, because calling someone a tether or ashy and all the other names or whatever, it's usually because someone said something first and we're just reacting to what they said. Now, just because you can't win, the bag in battle, doesn't mean that we're being mean, you know what I'm saying, and attacking, because I'm tired of that word too, attacking Africans and Caribbeans or whoever. We're not attacking anyone. We're defending ourselves. And we also defend ourselves against coons too, within the lineage.
Right. Absolutely.
We give them that work too. No one is above, getting called out, period.
Right. Nobody gets a pass.
No.
That goes for elders too.
Elders, whatever you want to call them.
Shout out to my brother Ish. He said that was brother Ron, aka FBA News. That was the brother.
I have to check them out.
I was on last night, and they was on there like shit. They was on there for hours. So you gonna have to skim through that joint.
Okay.
Skim through that joint. But yeah, he was the one that had debated Unc on that topic and gave him that work.
So what he thought was he was talking to a dummy and someone who is unread, uneducated. And I feel like that's the approach that he came with you, both of the guys, to be honest. That's the approach that they came with you and Dewan.
Right. And shout out to y'all for saying who the person was. Unbiased Ron. Yeah, that's what it was. Unbiased Ron. Appreciate y'all. And so what I'm going to do, because we already been on here for almost an hour, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link because I want to hear from a lot of y'all.
Hear from the folk.
To just get y'all opinion. If you didn't see the panel, don't click the link. I really only want to hear from people that had a chance to I mean, you ain't have to watch the whole thing, but if you saw a good amount of it, if you saw some of it, I want to get some feedback from the family in real time to get y'all opinions on what y'all thought about the whole thing. And the shit that's crazy to me, before I drop the link, let me show y'all some of this, if I can find it real quick. Hold on. Because when you look at, we were streaming on our channel, Dr. Maat was streaming on her channel, and Brother Dewan B was streaming on his channel. But if you go through the comment section on any one of our videos, even if we go to Dr. Maat's channel, I ain't going to even show y'all the comments on my channel. I'm not going to show y'all the comments on Dewan's channel because y'all can say that's bias. Oh, of course, that's our audience, so of course they bias. But even when you go to the comments on Dr. Maat's video, everybody's giving them that work. Let's look at these comments real quick before I let y'all come up here. Hold on. Where's the comment section? Y'all know I'm slow with shit like this. Hold on. How do I? That's the chat. I think that's the live chat. How do I show the comments though? I don't want to show the live chat. Oh, hold on, y'all. Damn. Hold on. Okay. Show less. I don't know how to show y'all the comments. Damn.
You did it before. How did you do it before?
I'm tripping right now. All I see is the live chat. Usually you scroll over to see the comments. But let me just pull it up on my phone and I can read some of them to y'all. How about that?
Yeah.
I don't want to waste too much time here. I'm going to go to Dr. Maat's channel. These are the comments from our video that's on her channel. And so, hold on. All right. Boom. It said, after listening, people who are against the lineage, FBA, and those who think it's CIA are clinically insane. And if you want a real discussion, add Jason Black so we can finish this. No one against FBA would hold their ground. Somebody said, respected Dr. Claude Anderson. Somebody said, why is Unc constantly over talking the moderator? Somebody said, Dewan B got him. People are saying, thanks for not allowing Sincereluvdagod a chance to talk, because I barely got a chance to finish a sentence on that motherfucker.
Right.
Somebody said, I went to college with dudes that are like Unc. Skip all the debating and look at the results of their lives. They're total failures. Somebody said, I remember you also let that lying Puerto Rican Dr. Colon lie about the creation of hip hop as well. So you've been bowing down to liars for a while now. She had Dr. Colon on her channel?
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Somebody said, Dewan clearly stated that he hadn't found any Africans in his lineage yet. Unc says that's crazy, although Dewan had clearly said that he was still looking.
And was already in the 1600s, by the way.
Right.
Our brother is all the way in the 1600s, 1640s, and you still like, dude.
He said, I've yet to see Unc break down and explain why the white man's vaccines are good for our people.
You hear me? That right there was crazy.
And that shit ain't have nothing to do with the topic at all. If an older person is unapologetically admits to selling the group out, should we honor him as an elder? James Small explained himself as a sellout. Then he lied about his actions in reference to accusing Tariq of being CIA. And so just comment after comment after comment. If y'all go through the comments on their video, like nobody is agreeing with them. Like not even like one or two. I didn't see none. Like literally none.
Not even their pennies, the pennies within their, group. Like, come on.
Right.
And when DeJuan had to show his degree, because again, it was like, you don't know nothing. You just a comedian, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, which I don't feel like a degree, makes you knowledgeable or not. You know what I'm saying? If you're studied, you're studied. Yeah. But it's the condescension that, was irking me on there.
Right. I mean, shout out to people that go and get their education and all of that. But a lot of times that makes you useless to your people.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
Because these institutions are designed to make you useless for your people. I was actually listening to Dave Anderson on one of his lives before when he was, teaching, on the college level, and he was pulled to the side and he said they were telling him, I understand what you're doing, you're trying to make these people, entrepreneurs and independent, but we need them to, be dependent on the system and work within the system, not be independent of it. He was like, he was pulled to the side and told that verbatim, you know what I'm saying, by his higher ups, which is crazy. So the system is designed to keep us in it.
Somebody said, what degree did Malcolm X have? Good point.
Right.
Elijah Muhammad, for that matter.
Right.
Third grade dropout. You know what I'm talking about?
My great-grandfather had, I think, a 3rd or 4th grade education or whatever, and we still own over 250 acres up in Texarkana. He's a landowner.
There go the link, y'all. I dropped the link in the chat. I want to hear from the family. Y'all come on up in here and give us your opinion, give us y'all feedback on what y'all thought about the panel. Let me see if I could. Well, this is not the live. I want to pin it to the top.
If I'm Dr. Maat, I don't know if I would have Uncle on anymore. I have to be like, I'm gonna have to leave you alone, because
that's the thing. Just the thing. And I brought up, I'm glad you said that, because I brought up those comments for a reason. And I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I brought up those comments for a reason. Now I don't know how to undo this. Hold on. Separate views. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I brought up those comments for a reason. And it was to say, like, look, if we got people, because there were people, and I didn't go through not even a quarter of the comments. It's a bunch of comments in there, and they all saying the same and similar things.
Same thing.
And there's a lot of people in there that I saw who were saying, man, I got a lot of respect for Dr. Maat, but people were saying, yo, I've been following Dr. Maat for years, but it's all people who are familiar with Dr. Maat and her work and respect Dr. Maat's work, but who are kind of looking at her funny style over this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so if people are allowed to change their mind, you know what I'm saying? But if you change your position on something and you feel strongly, you came across some new information that made you change your mind about something that you were standing 10 toes down on, I think you owe it to your audience to kind of explain that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't treat people like they crazy. You know what I'm saying? When you know that you shifted gears. If you shifted gears and you on something else that you wasn't on before, you kind of need to explain your transition and what brought about this new ideology or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Because we're constantly evolving as a people. We're all still learning. You know what I'm saying? I just got into the studies and stuff like that. Literally like 2015, y'all. I'm new booty to me. You know what I'm saying? So, don't treat us like we're dumb either.
Right. Good point. Yeah, because if we made a video, like if that same video, because we got it on our page too, if I was going through our comment section and it was people that have been rocking with us since day one in that comment section saying, yo, y'all played yourself. Yo, I used to rock with SincereluvdagodCast, but now y'all on some other shit. If it was a bunch of comments of people saying that, everything ain't gonna move me off my square. I'm gonna stand on what I stand on. But if there's people that I respect and people that are part of the community that I've been cultivating for a while now are saying these things, I'm going to take a step back and say, damn, you know, where's this coming from? But if I know exactly where it's coming from, I'm going to be honest about my shift. I'm going to explain to people like, look, I know I used to come on here and tell y'all this. I used to speak about this in this way, but yo, I read this book, or shit, I had a dream. You know, the ancestor came to me in a dream and told me something, whatever it was that brought about this new state of consciousness for me. I'm going to explain like, yo, listen, I know I used to think that, but I ain't on that no more. You know what I'm saying?
And this is why.
And this is why. But I'm not going to treat y'all like y'all dumb or like y'all stupid or like y'all crazy when I know that I'm saying something, you know, or even if I'm not the one saying it, if I'm platforming people regularly who are saying something that's contrary to what we promoting, I'm gonna have to explain why. You know what I'm saying? So let me hear from some of y'all. We got Brother Joel. Welcome to the Godcast, Brother Joel. Unmute your mic, King.
Peace.
Peace
to y'all too. Peace to y'all too. Yeah, I saw it, man. Now I'm gonna tell you, I got real issues with the FBA thing.
Okay.
Because I'm big on reparations, right? Some people did my ancestors dirty here, so I'm trying to get my Skrilla.
Where's your family from?
I'm from Dales Island, Somerset County, right here in Maryland. I'm BMO.
I hear it.
Yeah, so and so like I trace my grandpa was born here, right there in Somerset County, Dales Island, 1832. Fought the Civil War, right? Church down there on the Eastern Shore, still there, still got my ancestors' graves sitting down there. Every once in a while they come up out the ground because you know the water gets you high down there. So we trying to figure out what to do about all that with the family. Anyway. My concern is that I already know this government's wicked, and they're going to use anything they can to keep us from getting this, like anything. And I think one of the things that hurts us is all of these different labels and ideology, right? The one thing they're going to do is they're going to make us prove who we are. So they're going to ask me, they're going to be like, well, how we know you ain't get here after the civil rights movement? They're going to say, Joel, you're going to have to ante up. Where's your info?
Your paperwork.
Right? There you go. I'm going to take them to my paperwork. Now, here's besides dividing us as a group, that's what FBA is doing, dividing us as a group.
What's the group that's being divided?
The group?
All right, so you have one demographic of us that use foundational Black American, and what they mean is I'm part of the group that built this freaking place. Right. So off the sweat and tears of my goddamn ancestors. Right. And you got another one, when they say FBA, they say, well, no, we was here before Columbus. And we part of the native people that was already here, and then the people that were slaves got blended in with us, and so we FBA. You got that. Okay, am I right or wrong?
But what is that? How does that divide people, though? I'm trying to figure out the division part of it. Where's the division happening?
Let me speak on that real quick, though. All
right, I'm gonna get back to you, sister, because I can answer that.
I do understand what you're saying, and we actually have videos on this channel calling that out, because there have been people who come around sounding like us, using the same verbiage that we use, but they saying some other shit that we ain't really on. You know what I'm saying? You got people that use the term FBA, but they're pushing some Dan Calloway shit. You got people that use the term FBA, but they're talking about being a part of these native tribes and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so that's neither here nor there. That's my sister's question about divine people, because that's neither here nor there. What people want to say, you know, we can't control what people say. It has nothing to do with your lineage, though. Only thing we did was create an ethnonym, like you said, that describes the lineage of people that built this country. Whether you use the ethnonym or not, doesn't matter. Because when we talk about FBA, this is not really a legislative term anyway. This is just a term that we're using socially to kind of get people on code and to kind of further this revolution that we're having, this renaissance that we're having. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for you though.
All right.
I got a question.
It's a cultural thing. I got you. It's more of a cultural thing. But when it comes to the legislation and all that, we already have a status on paper as freedmen and things of that nature, which are still talking about the same group of people. And so if people want to say...
How come we don't just use that? How come we don't just use that?
We do. We do use that. We can use that term. There's nothing wrong with that term.
I hyphenate it all the time. I say FBA/freedmen.
Right.
Let's reason. Let's reason together. Let's reason. Because I don't want to fight. So my question to you, good brother, that FBA, what you want me to call it? Ideology? Okay.
The lineage.
Where did it get started? Because I saw the brother bring it up. I saw him bring it up, and I saw him read the 3 stars, and I was like, oh snap! I said, oh snap! So let me ask you, but let me see how much you understand what we're talking about. What is FBA built upon?
Lineage.
Go.
I don't understand that.
No. What?
I don't understand that question.
I understand it as lineage. What is FBA built upon to
No, sis. I'm taking you. I want to go back to the beginning. I understand how we framing it now. Let's go back to the beginning. Nobody was saying.
How
nobody
come about? How did this get into the lexicon? Is that the question?
Dr. Claude.
We all running. Wait a minute. We all running around yelling we FBA right now, right?
Right.
And in 2019, nobody was saying that.
Okay. Now I understand your question.
There you go. Okay.
So let me respond. So how it came about was really by the elevation of Dr. Claude Anderson and his teachings, primarily by Tariq Nasheed putting him in his movies. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people from our generation didn't really know about Dr. Anderson like that. The people from the previous generation, they kind of ignored Dr. Anderson, but he's been saying these things about us having a unique lineage for decades. He's been saying these things for decades. But Dr. Anderson would use the term native black. And so when the ADOS thing started to spring up online, a lot of us started to use that hashtag, and we associated it with what Dr. Anderson was saying. We need to start focusing on our uniqueness over here because we're being inundated with all of these other melanated immigrants who look like us, who wear our uniform, but are misrepresenting us and are able to latch on to our achievements and certain things that are supposed to be allocated toward us, et cetera, right? And so we've started to use the hashtag ADOS until we started to understand that the people behind that really had an organization, and they were part of the Democrats, and they were pushing some LGBT stuff and all of that. And so that's when it was like, okay, we need to back up off of that. And people started to use the term native black more in replace of ADOS. But in response to that, people would start asking questions like, okay, so are y'all saying y'all Native Americans? What are y'all saying? It was kind of confusing. So Nasheed coined the term foundational Black Americans in order to get rid of some of that confusion and tighten up the terminology a little bit, but it was still building on what Dr. Claude Anderson was saying in the first place. I hope that.
Okay, so now what you did, you answered it very good. Now, what is Dr. Claude Anderson saying? Because he's saying the same thing Tyreek's saying. He's saying the same thing Unc showed when y'all got together that night. So what are the 3 stars that they pushing? Come on, let's be honest.
The 3 stars things, that goes into the origin of when the ethnogenesis began. The genesis.
That's what I'm asking. What are they? What are they?
That's what the 3 stars goes into. But regardless of that, what Dr. Claude Anderson is saying, and what Tariq Nasheed and what we're all saying is the people who have been called colored, Negro, African American, all of these different terms, darky, the people who have been called by these different terms for the past 100 years, 200 years, whatever it's been, we have a unique relationship with the United States, with the Constitution here. You know what I'm saying? We're not the same. We're not the same as immigrant groups, and we need to start getting more politically sophisticated with our movements by being more specific about that. Because us embracing these ambiguous terms, minority and all these other terms, when we're pushing for legislation, it gets watered down, and it doesn't it doesn't effectively help the people that it's designed to help, because everybody else gets to latch onto it. So we need to be more specific. That's all that we're all saying here. You know what I'm saying? Now,
okay, all right, and I'm with you there, and I agree. We should definitely do that because there have been some derailings. So I'm with you. Now, why do we? Say it again.
Let me explain the 3 stars.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because I want to hear that.
Right, because now when you
I think that's where the issue lies.
The issue with Unc and them.
No. I'm almost certain Unc's issue gonna be the same as mine.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
If you
think is behind these 3 stars, what's the issue that you think?
If you create a identity that is foreign to this United States of America, they're not giving you nothing. They already said they're not going to give us nothing for our ancestors' harm. They already passed the case and said that we ain't giving you. So whenever we go to fight, we're gonna have to, all 40 million of us. I know that's dreaming, but the majority of us gonna have to be rocking together. We're gonna have to be on our business. Okay. And if you come to me and you say, well, your ancestors were here before the slave trade, I'm gonna say you've lost your ever-loving mind.
Let me ask you a question.
You've lost your mind.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that reparations should go to everybody black?
It should go to the people who come out of that diaspora that landed here in the United States of America.
Hold on. You said the people that
nobody else.
Hold on. You said the people that landed here in the United States of America. We didn't land in the United States of America.
From the diaspora. You know what the diaspora is? There's this thing called the slave trade.
Right. But we didn't land in the United States of America. We built the United States of America.
After we got here.
Right.
After we got here.
America before we built it. It was no America.
There was no United States to land. There was no United States to land in. We built it.
Okay, you trying to be technical.
No,
you know what I'm saying. You good. Yes, you are. You're being slick. You know good and well.
That's not being slick. I'm being right and exact. I'm being right and exact.
No. Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying to y'all, you saying the same thing I'm saying. You just trying. You. Okay.
But I think where you were going is to say that there were no black people here before the slave trade. I think that's what you were trying to say, and that's the problem that you have with the 3 stars.
There you go.
Right.
That's
what you're trying to say, right? Okay, but
there you go. And I'm also saying.
Hold on. And like I explained on Dr. Maat's channel, me personally, I'm not even here to have that argument about whether we were here or not. I believe we were, but whether we were or not is neither here nor there. We still have a unique lineage here. We still have a unique relationship to the Constitution here, and we're still owed a specific repair by the United States government. Whether we were here before the United States was built or not is neither here nor there. I don't even want to have that argument. That's for somebody else, because I believe that we were, but that's not my area of expertise. You know what I'm saying?
But wait. We are fighting the demon. We've always been fighting the demon. I know. Listen.
The reparations claim is not. The reparations claim is not contingent upon whether we were here before the United States or not. It's not contingent upon that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because listen. Peep game. They've given the people.
Let you have the last word here because we got other people that want to get on.
Dang. All right. Peep game. I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna bounce. Peep game. They've already given the people that were here before us reparations 4 times. If you walk into their courts and you say you was here before my ancestors, you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say, why don't you go to your people and get your reparations? We gave it to them 4, 1, 2. Barack Obama was the last one. Huh?
Did you read the treaty when they gave those natives? Did you read the treaty?
That was the last word. So I'm not gonna move on. I muted you.
We got some feedback. I'm gonna want to come back in because I'm hearing a lot of popcorn.
Yeah, that's you. You're breaking up, nicely. That's you. Go out and come back in. But no, I appreciate you tapping in, brother Joel. I got to get to some more people. You know what I'm saying? You said what you said. I understand where you're coming from. I totally disagree with you on that, but you said what you said, and you were clear about where you were coming from. So I appreciate you. Let me get some more people on here. All right. Thank you for tapping in. Peace. All right. Who else we got here? Let me get my brother Ish in the building. What happened? Hold up. Oh, it's just a little bit laggy, and I keep pushing the button twice. That's my bad. Hold on, y'all. And Nicety is back too. It's just a little bit laggy. We got brother Ish in the building, and Nicety girl should be coming back on the panel as well. Hold on. What's taking so damn long?
There I is. I'm back.
There you go. Brother Ish, GodCast alumni. Peace to the God.
Peace. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. It seems to be a little bit laggy for some reason now. Go ahead, speak.
What's going on? So, can y'all hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
To reconnect.
Yeah, your video was frozen, but your audio, I can hear your audio. Go ahead.
Oh, cool. God. Okay. Make my hair hurt.
Hold on. I muted you up, brother. I'm
gonna be clear because
I muted our brother up because it's breaking up, it's lagging, and it's breaking up. So hopefully he can get it together on his side because I want to hear from him. Nicely. Let me see if you sound good.
Hello. Testing. 1, 2.
Yeah. You good, money. Come back on. Come back on, Ish. Let's come back on, Ish. Let me try to get Ish back. All right, unmute your mic, brother Ish. Try it again.
You hear me now?
Yep.
Let me go to video and see if it come back better. Hold on.
There you go.
Yeah. Straight now?
So far, so good.
Okay, cool. What I was saying is, and I'm gonna just address for a moment the brother that was just on, and I was telling you sincere about that gift and that curse that we talk about. Anyhow, it's not. I understand what you do and why you do the same as I understand what Tariq does, why he does, and what the reason y'all do things and the way that you handle people that may be just contrary. Some people are just being contrarian to be contrarian. Others are really seeking knowledge. And I'm very glad that I heard you say when he was asking you a question and y'all kind of went back and forth for a moment. And I want to bring this point up because I think it's very important. He said, I'm trying to be right and exact. We've talked about this before, about when those of us, who identify as FBA, right? We don't have control over the 40-something, maybe 50-something million. They may want to or may not even want to identify with the lineage. Who cares? Who the hell cares? It doesn't matter. Okay, we didn't come to a consensus about African American. We didn't come to a consensus about anything. With this being such a power move that it is, and it happening now in this time, okay, that's what got a lot of folks in a twist because they understand. Many people have discernment enough to understand what this really is and what it can do. It's what they see in having foresight to say, okay, man, what's that gonna do to me? Or if they have lineage here, they're like, no, I'm FBA on both sides, but my baby Puerto Rican. God dang, she ain't gonna get no check. Man, that ain't right. No, I ain't with that stuff, man. That Tariq stuff y'all got. See, that's what that creates. Okay, it's a subconscious thing. Quite honestly.
Hold on though, because if that's the case, then we're dealing with some slow people. Because again, my son's mother, her whole family is Jamaican. That's neither here nor there. My son is still FBA.
We know,
right?
You know what
That'll
I'm saying?
stop his check.
Yeah, and not only do it not stop his check, but I don't know if proxy is the right word to use here, but lack of better terms, by proxy, his Jamaican mother actually benefits if we get reparations.
Right.
Thank you, brother. Yes.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You're welcome. Yes, and that's why I wanted to start off with what the brother was saying a moment ago, and your response. Okay, you said some people are being slow. They're not slow. You are being right and exact. They are not. Many of them are not, and they know that. All right. I think it's just the FBA.com. I forget what the name of the website to recreate it, to outline the flag and everything. However, people have been directed to go to that website for over 5 years. Oh, how you doing? That's what I'm talking about, right? So people have been directed to go to that website for the last however long he's had it created, but it's been at least 5 years or longer.
They read it.
Folks know that.
And it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. There's been no edits, no nothing.
Nothing.
You see what I'm saying? Being that it's such a power move, and many people forget this. While he may not have interviewed Mr. Neely Fuller Jr., a lot of that was based off of his teachings as well. When it comes to the construction of the term, okay, he's made this abundantly clear. But he's really the proxy. Tariq is really the proxy, to be quite honest with you. And to a degree, to what you all were saying earlier, they use him and it ticks a lot of us off. I don't get ticked off when they're directly talking about that brother because he can handle himself. However, when what happened to you, whatever day it was last week, happened to you, that's very disingenuous to make you feel like many of us don't know what the hell we're talking about. Okay? And I'm glad Dewan B put out his credentials. And it shut everybody up when he did that. Okay? Shut him up. Because I'm one similar to that brother who don't really just go out there and beat your chest with what you've done. I got 2 degrees and working on a 3rd, master's, associates, and I'm just getting this, not associates, I'm sorry, bachelor's, and just getting this associates because I got time. So don't try to insult our intelligence. Okay, so those who are coming and saying that, they know what they're doing. And you can see and hear when somebody's being genuine. You can see by their actions and the way that they're talking and the talking points that they use to know whether they're being genuine and trying to be right and exact.
Let me say something.
You and I know this from the lessons, and anybody that know anything about the lesson, you know when somebody coming with the
Let me just be clear about something right there, though, because I understand exactly what you're saying, and that's 100. But I just want to give y'all my perspective on that, because you're right. Sometimes I know when the person I'm talking to is being disingenuous, but that doesn't matter because my concern is the audience. There's somebody in the audience who is genuinely listening, who is
really trying to learn,
really confused and trying to learn and trying to get some clarity. And so that's my target audience. The person that I'm talking to is just, he's just there for me to spar with. You know what I mean? But I'm not talking to him.
Of course.
I'm just using that person. But go ahead.
Of course, that's exactly the response I expected, because that leads into the last few things, and I know you got other people probably waiting, so I don't want to keep it up. That's why I said earlier, why you and Tariq and others do what you do, even though you may know a person's coming with some nonsense, some BS, or their own ideology, or to call us this a group or whatever. You let them keep talking. They're going to expose themselves sooner than later. Those things will come out. So yeah, you walk right into what I was saying, and what I was going to next was the point that Brother Dwan made, and you were trying to make a point, but you couldn't get anything in edgewise. When he said he traced his lineage and there's no Africans in his lineage. Okay, and he go back to the 1600s. News alert. The majority of us has already done this, and it didn't take Tariq to do this. Okay, my family had already done this in the 80s, 90s, in the mid 2000s. We had started breaking ground and finding information out that we didn't know about or was hidden. So my father's lineage, right? My father's lineage, which my name is Kerry, and if you look on my Facebook timeline, you see my great grandfather's headstone. My great, you be clear, great grandfather who fought in the Civil War. So if we want to do, some phallus measuring, we can do that. And people that get embarrassed and shut down with all these little degrees and because they was in the conscious community or whatever.
These honorary degrees don't matter though, do they anymore? Because these are a lot of honorary degrees.
To a degree, to be a little facetious, to a degree, because what are you doing with it? I follow Dr. Claude Anderson to say, if you got all this knowledge and information, and Dr. John Henry Clark to say, did you take it back to your community? Or are you being selfish? I'm using mine for my community. Okay, the people that I know, look at what Brother Dwan B laid out. He laid it out beautifully. Not only did he lay it out what he had, but how he has applied it to businesses and helping people in the community in Los Angeles. I've seen this brother talk about this for years. Okay, I'm not one to do that yet. It's coming. Okay, and then when we do that, it's gonna be acting like you big dogging folks. You're knocking people upside the head because of the things that you've accomplished or whatever. Even if you haven't accomplished these great and wonderful things, what you're doing to identify yourself in self-determination for foundational Black Americans, it makes people feel inadequate. That ain't a me problem. Okay, that's not a us problem. And when I say us, I'm not speaking about specific people because this ain't no group. And I know that triggers some of us when we hear that, about this being a group and what dude was trying to say about ideology. Come on,
man. Are these people been sent by the Democrats? The light skinned Roland Martin.
Let's ask questions. Let's ask Unc. Who sent you, Unc?
Who sent Unc?
Man, the love for my people, man. I love y'all, man. I sent shit. Y'all sent me. Y'all called on me. I ain't called on y'all. And I agree. Hey, sis, you said a lot of stuff. First of all, how y'all doing? Sincere, you playing. And sis, I appreciate you said a lot of things at the beginning of the broadcast that was actually correct. And I think, as African Americans or y'all, I'm gonna respectfully, go by the name y'all call yourself FBA, right? Y'all got it right, inalienable right. As human beings that's been, forced to fight for everything, y'all got a right to name yourself what the hell you want to name yourself. That's never been my issue. A lot of times and back and forths, right? We don't really sit down and have a type of conversation like this. A lot of people in the chat running their mouth, right? I work hard not to be disrespectful. I like to crack jokes. I like to have fun, right? I do. And I'll be the first to say that for me, James Smalls has stopped reading and upgrading his information. And people say that's disrespectful, but I talk to him on a regular basis, right?
Let me stop you real quick.
I just wanted to get that off. Go ahead.
You got it. But because I'm noticing this about you. You got to tend to bounce from topic to topic to topic to topic. Let me just ask you a question. And what's your take about the panel discussion that we had the other night? Because that's what we're talking about here today. We giving our feedback from the take. I don't know if you was here from the beginning, but I already explained that I basically thought it was a shit show. What was your thoughts about the panel that we had the other day?
The panel discussion will be best understood through those who are educated on the subject. If you're not educated, you would think we was bouncing all over the place. We wasn't. We was right where we were supposed to be. The one played y'all with the fake degree nonsense, right? He's not an anthropologist because an anthropologist would not speak like him.
He's
right?
a social anthropologist.
Oh, right, that's different from an anthropologist. We talking about an anthropologist who deal with the archaeological digs, deal with the DNA, all that stuff like that.
No. He's, if I'm not mistaken, he said he's a social anthropologist.
Right,
he studies culture. That's his area of expertise, not the bones and excavations.
Of course, I got you. So he would make mistakes in that area. So I'm never bouncing all over the place, right? You think I'm bouncing all over the place. So when I talked about the vaccines and I talked about 9/11, it was a litmus test to see where your thinking was. It had nothing to do with the subject. It's a litmus test, right? Now, people think that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And this the part that get me the most. Y'all think y'all get hot when somebody mentions Tariq's name. My goal, people that know me, I'm not the most popular person on planet Earth, right? But I have moved forward in the spaces that I created or create. So I'm never jealous of Tariq now. That wouldn't be me. Because to me, Tariq is a pseudo, and he produces pseudo-mentaries, right, with misinformation. So it would never be a claim to fame to me to want to be like him, right? I want to be like who I am. So for the listening audience, get that straight. I'm not the guy jealous of him. I'm the guy on the other side looking at that saying he's tricking us with wild information. So I'm never jealous, bro. That I want to make that known. So I want to get back to the co-host. Let me get back to the co-host real quick, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, brother Sincere.
Go ahead.
You said a lot of very important things. We can't communicate, right? Because it's a lot of stuff around us. You said one, as you put it, you said FBA. Man, we just want to grab onto what's ours. We don't want to get disrespected for loving us. The hell with the deep ancestors in Africa. You said that's retarded. What about
I
here?
did not say those words. See, now you're putting words in my mouth.
No, did you mean that? Okay, I got the hyperbole game going. Did you mean it that way, though?
I never meant it that way, but I didn't say that. I'm just saying, like, right now,
Damn, nice
I can verify right now in real time. You know what I'm saying? I never looked into my genealogy before.
Nice. Your audio is real chunky.
A family member in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So when I started to delve into my genealogy, you know what I'm saying? All my people so far are here. And I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying? Am I confused that?
Okay, hold on. Yeah. It's real choppy.
Yeah, it's choppy a little bit.
Were you able to make out what she said, Unc?
She basically said that I think you were trying to say what I said with less. You were saying that, you know, we don't know about all that deep African ancestry.
I mean, I'm just saying I haven't found it yet. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right?
And
And I'm new to genealogy.
Right.
I just started doing my genealogy a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
So right now, my genealogy is leading me here. And I'm going to continue to study. And wherever that leads me, that's great. And if it leads me to parts of Africa and ancestry in Africa, that's great too. I feel like there's a contradiction in either of it. But what I can touch and see now, you know what I'm saying, it's important to me too and my family.
Hey yo, Unc. Do you feel like
I just want to answer her. I just want to tell her that I agree with our ancestors here in America because I got mine. I had mine. See, I can trace mine. See, this is my great grandfather right here. My great grandfather right here. I can go all the way back to 1840s, right? Virginia. So I'm not the guy who y'all just want to pick with and think I don't understand what's going on here. I just think we have listening comprehension on both sides. And sometimes I feel like I'm encapsulated in the world full of FBA or African Americans that on purpose refuse to read for real and take the time to sit down with experts and really comprehend the situation. It's just like we just refuse to do it. So how is it that I do agree with you, Sid?
Who are the experts? Because
I'm not doing that.
Because you said all the master teachers, they were pseudo and all of this other stuff.
Pseudo and senile.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
So y'all don't know why I said that? It's a
no. Just a simple question. Who are the experts that we're supposed to listen to? Give us some sources.
So our elders, they wasn't experts in said subject. You would have to get John Jack. Hold on for a minute, bro.
I just want you to
experts that I want to be on y'all side for a moment. Get the people that look like y'all, okay, that has studied the field professionally and has proven that they are professional because they have obtained a master's degree and their doctorate degree.
Okay, Unc, I gotta let you go, brother.
Right.
I gotta let you go.
A master's degree.
I gave you a chance, bro.
Master's degree from a white institution telling us who we are.
I gave you a chance, man. I'm sorry. Let me get Top Flight on here. We've been on here for a while, and we got other people to get to. But you know, I tried to get you to be more concise about what you were saying. Top Flight.
What's up?
What's up, y'all?
What's your take about the conversation, brother?
Yeah, I'm glad my brother Unc came up before me because he just proved my point. Now, I don't know if a lot of y'all are familiar with the conscious community. What they do in the conscious community is they want to debate, they want to destroy people's information, right? Mm-hmm. They're used to talking about the Israelites and, you know, different schools of thought, bringing it to a platform and debating it all day for decades. So what they're trying to do now, they're trying to bring us into this shit. And the thing is, listen, my voice is gone, right? I was in a Pan-Afrikan chat last night on YouTube. And I knew I wouldn't be able to speak intelligently and calmly. So I went in there cussing everybody out. Listen, and listen. And the thing, you know the crazy part about it is it worked. They corresponded with that, and that's the not all, but the representation of the Pan-Afrikan conscious community. That's them in a nutshell. Chaos. Mm-hmm. They want to destroy your information. They want to debate you to death and pick apart what we got going on.
Tahaka Bay.
You know something?
Listen, I want to say this. They are the epitome of why we have not advanced. The epitome of why we haven't moved forward. Because you always got dudes talking about, listen, you need to talk to the experts. Who are the experts?
Who's experts?
Who are the experts? You.
Right.
Who are the? It's always something, bro. And right. I suggest FBA media and FBA people who identify as FBA, stay out of their space. I'm done. Last night, that was my last one. Hopefully, I don't want to go because they're dedicated to misunderstanding. They don't want to understand. Mm-hmm. They do not listen. A lot of them are. I don't even use this word a lot, but a lot of them are tethers.
What or married to a tether?
A lot of them are tethers, man. So, you know, the thing is, I'm glad y'all. The other night, Dewan B, y'all did a great job. Sincere, y'all did a great job.
Appreciate you.
I want to say this real quick because it pissed me off. I was at both reparations rallies. Dr. Maat was there. I'm not going to disrespect the system. I confronted Tahaka Bay at that reparations rally.
Oh,
you dig?
Wow.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah. I don't like when she brings up Unc to just throw our brother Tariq under the bus. Tariq is not a leader. He is the great minister of code. You understand? In my book, he's the minister of code, like Brother Mike Cal says.
He's a great messenger for the movement.
He is.
Messenger, and he's a great thinker, and he can articulate the thoughts that I'm already thinking.
And he brings it with scholarship, though, too. He's not telling you to think how he thinks necessarily. He does bring a level of scholarship to it as well.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said it. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna go. The scholars, Unc just said, the problem I got with Tariq is he's pseudo. You're gonna take one or two things Tariq said that you may not agree with, that you may call pseudo, and throw him out
the window.
Throw him out the window? Hold up. So you mean you're gonna throw James Smalls out the window? I've been wanting to ask Unc this for a long time. Who do you respect that's living? What black man do you respect that's living? What I've been watching y'all brothers for years, and you tear down everybody. Who do you respect that's living? Who? You dig? So it's more to it. We know y'all really got a thing with Tariq. I don't know what it is. We see the hate. The hate is protruding. It's protruding from your pores.
You're right. And I want to say I appreciate you.
God.
Salute to you. That was
Thank you.
a
I
very
appreciate
good take.
you.
That was a very good take. But I want to say this because when Unc said, you know, he don't want to be like Tariq because he think Tariq is pseudo. Tariq puts out pseudo information, and he would never want to be that. It's not that you want to copy what he does, but you wish that you had his influence. You wish you had his level of visibility and his reach and his ability to mobilize people the way that he does. You think people should be listening to you. The fact that you do all the talking that you do and the teaching that you do and nobody's listening, nobody's mobilized by it, that's the thing that grinds your gears about a Tariq Nasheed.
Right. And you can't you can't get people to raise $1 million for you in 30 days.
And I know I see you still backstage, but I'm not bringing you back on, brother. I'm not bringing you back on.
You can't get people to believe in what you do so much that they're willing to get behind you, you know what I'm saying, and crowdfund with you and raise $1 million in 30 days.
What's going on, family? You hear me?
What's up, fam?
What's going on?
How y'all doing? I'm familiar with Nice T Girl. She's in the she was in the Twitter Spaces, I believe. So shout out to you. Good to see y'all. Shout out to New York. Just to say the least, that this is ridiculous. Brother Unc, I call him pseudo brother because the only word he knows is pseudo. That's the only word he ever utters out his mouth. Unfortunately, I got love for the brother, but this, you got to understand, brother. When you talk and they hear that dialect, they hear that accent, they know where you from, bro. I'm from Baltimore, bro. You giving us a bad rap right now for people who think that it's supposed to be intellectual. You saying the things you're saying. Listen, you older.
I got love for B-More. But you're right.
What I'm saying, but like it makes you start second guessing.
From B-More too.
Yeah,
you know, and all he does is so
contagious. What's in them crab legs down there, man?
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You giving us a bad rap right now. I mean, like, B-More is still a great city, but like when it comes to the intellectual thing, it's like, all right, we know it's just a minority of them. We know he don't represent the collective of us. We know that, but you get on your soapbox and start talking all this nonsense. It's like, all right, everything is pseudo to you. I got you. I get you. Pseudo memories, all that pseudo. You know what I'm saying? Everything's pseudo. When it's pseudo, it just don't make sense. You ain't breaking it down. All right, that's enough. We got you, fam. We get it. It's pseudo, but you have people on there breaking it down to you. The one just broke it down to you in the 1600s. Sincere done broke it down to you. Nice T Girl broke it down plenty of times in different streams, different, on TikTok lives. That people are breaking it down multiple times. And just because y'all think that the things that we saying about Brother Flex, him being what do we want to think? They want to put the leader thing on him. So I would say most likely they say he's a thought leader. Okay, all right, cool. If you want to say that. But even then, it's still the leader term comes behind it. It's not about being a leader. It's because somebody coins the term doesn't necessarily mean that I'm the leader of it. They make the term popular so other people will use it in a sense that will make sense to them by giving them background information that follows through. So we're funneling information through that coined term so everybody understands what's going on. Like foundational Black American, like Solon, like freedmen, like descendants of American slavery and not ADOS, because ADOS turned into something else, which I found out somebody that he made it clear that they stole that term from somebody else. And listen, it's been clearly made known time and time again. He said it himself, not a leader. What do y'all want? What more do y'all want? Y'all already saying
target on his back. Out of jealousy and contempt, they want to put a target on that man's back. And that's just what it is. And this is all under the guise of Pan-Africanism. This is all under the guise of me loving my brothers and sisters who are all Black.
And
yet you want to put a target on another man's back because you don't feel like you should be in his position.
Right. And then even that, but at what cost?
Right.
We all supposed to be Black. If we're all supposed to be united under this one front, at what cost do you say, all right, that's enough? Because this ain't going nowhere. We keep having, like, when they did with the brother, like, when you did go on that one brother's live stream, what's his name? Unbiased Raw. I did see that. That dude was cooking. He was toasting boots up in there. I'm not going to hold you. I'm like, okay, he's making everybody look like a fool, low key. And the Sinetta dude, you know, I kind of want to, but I'm gonna bring it up for this one purpose. One of the reasons I stopped watching the channel is because they was doing all this intellectual gangbanging over there, and they just keep doing it. I'm like, all right, I stopped watching y'all in 2012. It's getting old. I get it. I got the knowledge. There's nothing else I can do with it. I stopped wearing a dashiki because everything is up here now. Now what? What we doing? We got to move forward.
What we got out of that? We got Brother Polite.
Unfortunately.
You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. So when we start talking about, you know, groups, because I consider them a group now. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the Polites and shit like that. They came out of y'all group who's now in jail for touching on kids.
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if we start talking about that and put that on the group, then you offended.
Then you offended. Then they keep calling this a group. And like, bro, it's not a group, it's a lineage, and it's just another way to say African American. That's it. And see why they don't put up the point that we don't want to be called that necessarily. And I see where the movement is going. I've been keeping my eye on this for a long time. I heard the FBA being coined back in like 2015, 2016, but nobody was really saying it as much as Flex was saying it until, you know what I'm saying? So what about the African Americans that come here and claim to be first generation African Americans, and I'm supposedly an African American? What does that do for me and people who use that term for most of their life? What do you mean first generation African American? If I'm an African American, how are you first generation? What does that mean? Because we've been here for 16, 17 generations. How are you first gen? Then what am I? Am I backup singer? What is this? What are we doing? Like, what are we talking about? This doesn't make any sense. And I see why people are saying this a lot. I see why we are now delineating, because now it's just starting to make sense. It's just like, okay, so now y'all just gonna come out and say y'all black, just like the Somalians did before they starting to get deported. At least the ones that can be deported. It's not looking good for y'all. It's not. The three ladies at the African braiding shop, it ain't looking good. So.
Right. And no one talks about that in the panties community. Nobody is talking about Polite like that. They ain't talking about the Africans who charged a foundational Black American sister a certain price. And once they got up in there, they tried to upcharge her $50. And when she refused to do it because she agreed to what she was told in text message or whatever, they jumped on her.
Right. And then not only that, they got there, they try to do her thing. She got them on video holding the money up. She paid them. Like, what?
Right.
You're backward. So you just told them yourself. Why would you do that?
And also, can we just say all the work that Tariq has done over the years with the hidden history, you know, movies, bringing a lot of these same people on, you know, to speak in these movies, doing the 1804 movie, doing the all his movies, right? No one had a problem with him then, and everybody jumps at a chance, you know what I'm saying, to be in his project, yet you have contempt for this man. How about y'all fall back?
Listen, I heard what's name say the same thing. He said, listen, it's all good when y'all was getting the money, but as soon as when the money start getting low, now it's, I think you FBI, I think you CIA, I think FBA is, I'm like, all right, it's getting a little shaky out here. So I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go because you got other people. I'm gonna say this. I still got love for Professor Small. I do. I don't know where he went left, unfortunately. I got love for Dr. Maat. I didn't like how that was set up, low key. But the other two brothers, the pseudo brother and Umar Jr. on there, I don't know what Umar Jr. was doing. Just say y'all ain't African. Just say y'all ain't African. Just say it. Just say it. All right, relax. Get you a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. Sit down, bro. It's good, man. It's all good. It's great. Tripping. I saw you and Dewan handle business. That's how it's supposed to be done. And
proud of my brothers.
Peace to the family.
Peace, man.
Thank you. He said a bowl of Cocoa Puffs.
Let us get Jesse Paris out here, and we're gonna wind this down. I'm sorry it took a minute to get to you, brother, but we got to be brief because we almost 2 hours deep up in here, and I don't want this to be one of those. You know what I mean? So come on real quick. Say what you guys say about, you know, your thoughts and everything. Try to be as concise as you can. What's going on? Why ain't coming up? All right, you on the stream, brother. Unmute your mic. Did you step away?
Maybe he did. Or maybe he's frozen.
Jesse Paris, can you hear us? Unmute your mic, brother. Che and Kruma. Unmute your mic, brother. Yeah, I think he might have stepped away or something. My brother probably Randy.
And I want to just piggyback on what the brother before him was saying, as far as, these panties, they love to just argue. And I remember, back in the days when I got into consciousness, I used to look at the Sonetta videos and the Polite videos and anything and anyone's platform that they were on, you know what I'm saying? And that's literally what they do to each other. And then you had Monkey Hat Bay, who would literally go back, and he was a part of that community or conscious community. Then he built up his channel only to go back in to debunk everything that they're saying and call them out and stuff like that. It's like all the quote unquote agent behavior comes from them, unfortunately. And I'm not going to say all, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not going to, generalize the whole group, but too many.
Of course. But yeah, I think the brother name was Top Flight that came up here and made that point. That was an excellent point. Their goal is not to get no type of understanding. It's just chaos. It's a culture of chaos. It's intellectual masturbation. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of Umar Johnsons that just want to stand in a circle and argue with each other about whose ideology is right. Better. You know what I'm saying? It's not about getting nothing done. It's not about building anything. It's just about, like I said, measuring fallacies and intellectual masturbation, man.
Well, I will say this, which is different from the rest of them. I don't know what the other ones are doing, but at least Dr. Maat has built stuff. You know what I'm saying? She has her thing that she does with the kids, teaching them STEM and things like that. And, her books and things like that and her online, and stuff like that. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. At least she is doing something to try to further educate, our youth and get them into math, science, technology, and that. So shout out to her for that.
She absolutely deserves credit for the work that she puts in. And we could disagree on certain things or whatever the case may be, but I could still pop my collar, to the good work that she has done. I just would say to my sister, I can't tell you what to do, but if I were you, I would just work to make sure I protect my reputation. You know what I'm saying? A little bit better. I would guard my reputation a little bit better, because again, if you look at those comments, and you might not care, you might say you don't give a damn what people are saying in the comments, but this is the community that you've been building all of this time. You know what I'm saying? These are people who have been supporting you for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And so I would consider it, at least you got to stand on what you stand on and be who you are. You can't just try to please everybody and bow down to the comment section. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying, for me, I would work harder to protect my reputation and to bring clarity about where I stand, because right now I think there's a lot of ambiguity about where Dr. Maat stands as far as this conversation is concerned. She seems to be flip-flopping, depending on...
That was the word. He was saying flam. Remember on y'all broadcast Thursday, he kept using the word flam, and it seems, a little flam, and remember the old saying, we've heard our people say, older say, you lie with dogs, you get fleas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say, not that she's lying with him in that way, but I'm just saying to Sister Dr. Maat, be very, very, mindful of who, you bring in your energy around, because it just ain't a good look. Don't get the fleas. Don't get fleas.
Right. And I cut them off on here in the interest of time, really. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to just let them babble endlessly. It wasn't because I disagree. The first brother that came on, we disagreed with him, and we went back and forth. We gave him a chance to go back and forth, because at least I could make out what he was saying. I could follow his logic. You know what I'm saying? So it was not about, oh, we disagree with you, we're gonna kick you off the stage. Nah, we just need you to kind of be more concise with what you're saying. Get your thoughts together and just be more clear about what you're saying, because I can't chase you down all these different rabbit holes.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and do that. Let's get our brother Ish back up here. He had got cut off earlier, and we're gonna get ready to close out, but I want him to get his thoughts.
Some people feel like she already got the fleas. Yeah, I mean,
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay. All right, cool. I don't know what was up. It wasn't just me. I think some other people were having problems with the stream. But look, I only had one or two more points and I was done. And I'll drop off here. I just dropped my link in the chat. I asked ahead of time, y'all. I ain't no person to come in. You know what I'm
Make
saying?
sure y'all subscribe to our brother's channel.
I appreciate
Yes.
that.
Make sure y'all subscribe to our brother's channel.
Let me sub now.
Appreciate y'all.
Brother Ish, right here. Mr. Ish to y'all. You know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead, bro. What was
Yeah,
your point?
that was one for sure. And the other part is where I trailed off before I got cut off is about the actual, I called it an acronym because it is an acronym, FBA. It doesn't matter. It don't matter whether somebody does or not. It's the fact that it's been highlighted and we are using that phrase, that term to identify ourselves. You made it abundantly clear when you was talking to the earlier brother, I think his name was Joel. That, yeah, it ain't on no law books and nothing. We already got stuff that's on the law books.
Right.
The real question for anybody that has these questions that come up, whether they're genuine or being disingenuous, why does it matter what somebody calls themselves?
Right.
Why does it even matter? You know, it gets into the other thing where that brother Top Flight came on and he was right and exact. You know, about, you know, some of us come up, you know, as teenagers and kids within the quote unquote conscious community, listening to elders, going to lectures, and just keeping yourself aware or gaining knowledge yourself at a young age, like myself. So we know what was going on back in those days. And what he's saying is 100% true. People just want to get in the circle jerk and look who and see the bigger boy is because you got knowledge, or you did this, or you sat at the feet of this and that person. And
Ego.
that's where the dude, the unk dude came in and was like, something about y'all ain't listening to the right. Well, we were supposed to listen to you. No, I listen to my grandmama. How about that?
Right.
You ain't gonna dispute my grandmama. You ain't gonna dispute my lineage here. I got enough knowledge to go against anything that you're saying that don't make no sense. It's really simple. It's nothing complicated. And the thing is, everybody know that. That's the thing, is everybody know that. So that's my last piece, y'all. I appreciate y'all. When you come over to the channel, I
subbed.
I appreciate you. I talk all things FBA. That's why I put it all things Mr. Ishmael. And I will talk, you know, some things that are not necessarily related, like some boxing. I'm gonna get into that a little bit, and a couple other things.
That's related.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's talking about our people for sure. Because we lead it. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely related.
Yeah.
And
That was it. I appreciate you.
I gotta holler at you about last night's card too.
See, you're gonna make me put a video. I'm gonna have to post a video on it for sure.
Yeah, we need that. We need
for
that.
Sure, I got it. But I got to get to. I only had a few. I only had 7, so I'm just starting this thing. You got to get to 50 to go live. So if everybody could jump on there, then I'll go live. If not, I gotta, I gotta clip them up and everything. But yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Get our brother get subscribers up so he can start going live on there. Very knowledgeable brother. You know, a lot of lived experience. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to that boxing thing, oh yeah.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, sure. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, Ish. Thank you.
All right, I think today was a very, very constructive conversation.
It was.
This is how you do it, family. This is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? I let some people babble a little bit, you know what I mean? But we had to reel it back in and keep some order and some decorum. This is how you do it, family. You know what I'm saying? And so salute to y'all for tuning in. We definitely appreciate y'all. Make sure you following me and Nicety Girl on all social media platforms. I'm at Sincereluvdagod. Follow my co-host. She's at Nicety Girl with the #1 on Instagram, without the #1 on X, as Twitter. What's your TikTok? Because you're starting to get popping.
It's Nicety Girl. Just Nicety Girl.
Nicety Girl on TikTok as well. And make sure y'all following us on all of those platforms. Also, make sure you get our books. For those of y'all that don't know, we have a children's book series. Okay, well, let's start with that first. Get my book, From the Womb to Illmatic, a hip hop inspired blueprint to unlocking your child's inner genius. Yeah, let me put the QR code on the screen for y'all. Boom. There go the QR code right there in the corner of your screen. You can order that off of Amazon right now. Like I said, From the Womb to Illmatic. It's a hip hop inspired guide to unlocking your child's inner genius. So real good jewels in there, especially for parents of young children, grandparents, all the aunties, uncles. We got the holidays coming up, a
Right.
coming up. It's the perfect gift.
Oh yeah, this month.
For the babies and all of that. You know, well, for the parents that got the little babies, but if you want to get something for the babies, Nicety Girl got the children's book series she about to hold up right now. 7 the Super Hey Rule, Volume 1. 7's Big Move. All right, then you got Volume 2, 7's Big Chop. All right, and you got Volume 3, which is God Abilities. And then we got the activity book, 7's Boredom Buster, where it got all type of activities for the kids where they could have fun and learn some good foundational Black American history and culture as well. We got all types of stuff in there, man. We got the Supreme Mathematics in there. We got the Supreme Alphabets in there. We got connected dots. We got coloring pages. We got word scramble. And it all revolves around our history and culture, you know what I'm saying, as foundational Black Americans.
We got a super chat from Chosen.
Okay, shout out to Chosen with the super chat. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Chosen. 1619.
Definitely appreciate that. He said, I appreciate the seriousness of this channel. There you go.
Thank you.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yes, thank you, Butterfly Lady. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. What's this? Okay. Somebody just, that's a bunch of salutes. Okay. Decode Chief. Jesse Paris, we tried to get you on. I don't know what happened. We'll holler at you next time. But appreciate you as always. Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah. Till next Sunday.
Right.
And be looking out for Sincere and I to be doing some collaborations with other, folks over here on YouTube at the top of the year. So be on the lookout for that as well, you guys.
Yeah, so today we were talking about our thoughts about that panel that we did on Dr. Maat's thing, but we're gonna be doing a thorough breakdown of all of the key talking points from that live. So y'all gotta look forward to that. We're gonna do that in a series of videos where we just take each point and break it down real thoroughly, where we pull up receipts and show real sources and all of that stuff and really get down to the get down. Since it turned into what it turned into, we want to try to elevate the conversation as much as possible. So we're going to take our time and really pick that whole thing apart. So y'all stay tuned for that.
Yep.
All right. So until then, we will catch y'all on the other side. Let me see. Where we at? Always remember, family, we are not the master teachers. We are only the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. We up out of here. Peace and Black love.